Swear words, man. What's up with that? Just a heads up, in this video, I'm going to bleep out a few things. I'm not actually swearing. I'm just giving the illusion of swearing by bleeping things out, just kind of for But let's talk about it. So, swearing. Should Christians swear? Can Christians swear? Should Christians not swear? What's the deal with the swear words? So, there is a Bible passage about not swearing, but that's not talking about cussing. It's talking about like let your yes be yes and your no be no. That's about giving oaths. Now there are passages about not letting foul speech come out of your mouth, right? But and I believe the scriptures. I believe that's true. But I think it can be different than what we call swearing, cussing, cursing, right? Curse words are. It's like a curse, like the opposite of a blessing. A blessing, hey, may the day shine down rainbows and butterflies on you and all the happiness of the, eat some bacon and have a nice sandwich, I hope you have a nap in the afternoon and your kids run out and play, but then they're quiet so you can get some work done. That's me wishing a blessing on you, right? A curse, may you have the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits. I hope that you die. I hope you choke on that chicken salad sandwich. If you are wishing someone harm, it's a curse. If you're wishing them well, it's a blessing. That's the breakdown. And that's really, cursing someone is wishing them ill. That's what cursing is. We have selected, in every culture, we select some words that you are allowed to use. We consider these the polite words, and we have some words that you are not allowed to use, not in polite company, because these are the rude, the swear words, the curse words. But words are not magical incantation, right? Just the fact that we put certain sounds together, those certain sounds don't have the meaning. The meaning comes from inside us. You and I, if we both speak English, we agree that this collection of sounds that makes the word truck means this vehicle that goes down the road and it has like a bed in the back, right? We have an agreement. Now, if we were in somewhere else, we would use a different word. If we were in a different country, we'd have a different word for that same object. So it's not the sounds you make that have the meaning. It's the meaning that has the meaning. So, I don't believe that swear words, what we call swear words, themselves are bad. It's the meaning. I could say, and if I don't put any meaning behind them, they're not actual swears. They're not sinful. Now they would still be considered rude. They would be considered impolite in certain social circles. Sometimes words phonetically have the same sound, but one way they're considered rude and one way they're not. Like we could go on a vacation to the Hoover. A beaver can build a. But if I hit my thumb and say that word, now it's a swear, right? Why? Because the sound? No, because the meaning behind it, right? In fact, I believe that you can say that word without it being a swear, but out of politeness to the people that don't want to hear it, I'm going to choose not to say it. But the original meaning of that, not in the meaning of holding some water back, but the other one that's considered a swear, the meaning, it's like to condemn. I mean, it's used in the Bible. It means to condemn someone, right? Which is why it gets the connotation of a swear word. But I would submit to you that any of our swear words can be said in a non-cursing, non-sinful way. And I would submit to you that any word could be used in a sinful and swearing way, right? Some are harder than others because they sound silly, like banana, right? Say, you're an overripe and if I say it with hate in my heart and ill intent, I am cursing that person out, right? Think about sarcasm, right? Oh, you're so smart, right? Tone of voice, inflection indicates that I'm not using that as a compliment to someone. I'm actually using it in a negative way, as a curse, as an insult, as a way of making fun. So yeah, it's not the word. If you're with your buddies and you're joking around and you're in the type of crowd where they like to throw out some F-bombs or anything else, I mean, don't do it around like preschool kids or you're a little old lady Sunday school teacher, somebody that's going to offend them, just out of politeness, out of not wanting to bother anybody. But yeah, using the words themselves, not sinful unless you're using them as a inflection of verbal attack. And if you don't mean anything wrong, you're not doing anything wrong. Exception to the rule, actually the flip-flop of the rule, is using the Lord's name in vain, right? Sorry. So we say God as though that was his name. That's not his name. People would say Jehovah, but it's probably more like Yahweh. It will be the closest that my mouth wants to pronounce. I don't know the exact way they pronounce it, but Yahweh is the conventional way of referring to God's name, the I am, right? And then, Jesus. Of course, if you're in Mexico, it's Jesus or, Yeshua or, one of these. But these I would lump the word God in, even though God isn't really God's name. It is the word we use to refer to God. Sometimes I make the distinction to an uppercase God and a lowercase God because we capitalize uppercase God because we use it as a name. We refer to God as God, like you would say, hey Steve or hey Dan. We call him God as if that's his name. So the Bible tells us not to take the Lord's name in vain, meaning to say it without giving it the meaning. So when we say it as a swear word or as a byword, we say our word for him, for either God the Father or God the Son or God the Holy Spirit, and we don't give it that proper, the respect in whatever way, then it would be a swear word for the opposite reason that the others are. So yeah, there you go. That one's a little tricky too, because even those things, like I said with Jesus or Jesus or Yeshua, it still depends a little what language you're in, what you understand the name of God to be. Or what about in a fictional work? I've read plenty of them where they will swear as we swear, but because it's a fictional story and they have a pantheon of multiple gods, they'll use our swears but make it plural. And you're like, well, it's not really taking the Lord's name in vain. They're not even talking about God. They're talking about these, fictional characters. So, hey, real life's complicated. Just try to give people as much grace and mercy as you can and understanding. And remember, if people are saying words that personally offend you, it does not necessarily mean that they are cursing you. Of course, if they are cursing you, what are you going to do? Maybe ask them to stop. Try not to curse at them yourself. Christians, peace and love and forgiveness. We all need lots of forgiveness. Thank you so much for watching. I'm still trying to make these once a week, so I will hopefully see you next week in another Barefoot Bible. Let me know in the comments if you have a question that you would like me to tackle. I'd be so happy to know about that, and I might even give it a try. Bye.